Hi everyone, happy Monday. Welcome to our fourth week in our sew along. It is Memorial Day here in the US. So if you aren't aware of what that is, it's a day where we remember the servicemen and women who have given their life for their country. So we just are super thankful and grateful, and it's just a great day to remember them and honor them. So I hope you're having a nice Memorial Day and a good day off, maybe getting to spend it with family and friends. So we are going to do that. We're going to have a little family dinner later, so I'm excited about that. But I hope you are doing well. I'm excited to be here with you today. We are on our last week of sewing up the sections of the Heartland quilt. Next Monday, we're going to talk about putting it all together. And we have some friends here. I'm excited to see who's here. But first off, I want to say sorry about the sound in the last week. I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks. It sounds like we were off in the sound both here and at the sewing machine. I think I've got that fixed, so hopefully that's not a problem for you guys. If it is, please feel free to comment during the video. I can potentially do something about it then. But hopefully it's a lot better this week, so I'm sorry about that. I hope that didn't discourage you too much from being able to watch. So hopefully that's all fixed and better. Y'all can let me know if it is. So let's see who's here. Mona's here, and Marion from Prescott Valley, Arizona. That's fun. I have spent a lot of time in Prescott Valley growing up. My grandparents had a cabin in Prescott, so we would go up and visit them all the time. So that's fun. I'm glad you're here, Marion. Rebecca's here. Wendy. Kelly is here. Tessa. Hi, Tessa. Linda and Roxy. Hot and humid Florida. My in-laws are in Florida right now, Roxy, and they just said how hot it was there. They weren't really thrilled with the weather. Deborah's here from Georgia. Teresa's here from South Carolina. And Ruth is here. She says she just opened her Sweet Freedom and is so much more gorgeous than what TV shows. Well, that's awesome, Ruth. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that. Deborah's here, and Pamela and Adriana. Oh, you like the pillow? We're going to talk about the pillow later, Adriana. Thank you. Candy's here from Rainy, Maryland, and Ramona's here. It was, she says it's hot. It's nice here today, but we have had the stormiest week. Oh my goodness, you guys. It's been crazy the last week. Just with all the, it's been a stormy season, and like not just rainstorms, but like tornado warnings. So that's not my favorite thing. Fortunately, it looks like we have a nice week of no storms, and I'm down for that. I have a half-finished barn, you guys. I would like to have it be finished. It's very sad. Throughout all the tornado watches and warnings this weekend, I was like, please don't take my half-built barn. Which I know feels selfish considering, you know, loss of life and all that kind of stuff. But I was worried about my little barn in the backyard. Oh. Oh, Adriana says, yay. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're enjoying this sew-along. It's been really fun. This is a pretty fast sew-along. It's just been 5 weeks. It's not a super complicated quilt. As you can see behind me, we have 8 flag blocks, and then down the center of the quilt is a flying geese section that separates the two sections, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to make up these really cute little flying geese. Aren't they fun? They're super easy, and we're just going to sew this up, and there's 7 in each sections, and we're only going to have to make 4 sections. So they go together really quickly. We're going to talk just a few tips on making up these flying geese and then sewing them together, and then that's it. Next week is assembly. So, and as always with all of our videos, all of the tutorials will stay available for you to watch at any point, so you can check them out whenever. It's not like you have to be finished by this with the sew along by next week. Please don't stress. No stressing is allowed. Oh, Pamela says, yay for sweet, lovely Tennessee weather. Okay, Pamela, I mostly love Tennessee weather. It's really, really great. We were talking about that with my husband this morning, just how nice it is here and how we don't have those super strong humidities that are down further in the south or even like DC and those kinds of areas. But I could do without the tornado watches, warnings, whichever, and I can never remember which is which, right? I've even seen the little taco meme that says watch and warning. I still don't know. I look it up almost every time. Whatever it is, if the word tornado's in it, I don't want to see it. Please. Thank you very much. Jeanette's here from West Virginia, and she loves flying geese. Me too. For the longest time, I didn't. They just made me crazy. I was like, I lose points. Whatever. They were a frustrating little block for me. But I have grown to adore them, and I think that you can have some fun with these. So hopefully I will take away some of the irritation or whatever you're feeling about flying geese. And if you're still irritated at the end, you only have to sew up 4 of these sections, so we'll power through and just do it. We know that once we have the whole quilt quilted, nobody's going to notice if we have points or not, right? Right. Pamela says she loves flying geese. Yay. All right. Okay, so just real quick summary over what we're going to do. We're going to talk about our flying geese, and then we will have a little bit of info about the next sew-along coming up. We still have 1 more week, so definitely come back next week. But then after that, we're going to have a couple weeks off just so I can have a little break, and then we're going to dive into another quilt to sew up together. So I'll talk to you guys about that at the end. And then we're going to have our giveaways for the week, of course. And so that'll be fun. And I'm going to talk about this cute pillow, that cute pillow, and just fun things coming up over the summer. So be ready for that. But let's dive in and make some flying geese, okay? You guys, this is going to be so fun. Are you ready? Okay, here's our little flying geese section. Like I said, it's 7 flying geese tall. And the way I have it laid out is so that it alternates red and white. Now, this is your quilt. You go crazy if you want it to alternate white and red. If you want each section to be red or white, you'll have to base that on how much fabrics you have left and what kind of things you want to do with your flying geese. So feel free to get creative with that if you want to do different things. You can also do some cute fussy cutting if you want, pick different things like that. Christine says the internet keeps going in and out. Sorry about that, Christine. And Melanie's here. Hey, Melanie. Okay, so we're going to talk about this today. So all we have to do is make up 7 of these little guys. These are flying geese, and all that means is you've taken 2 squares and sewn them at a diagonal on each corner, and you've made this cute little triangle shape. So let's do that. How about we do that? So what you're going to want to do is gather some supplies. You're going to need your red or white fabric, and you need 2 background pieces. Now remember that you will need to purchase the pattern to get all the measurements. You can find that linked in today's video description. And while you're checking out today's video description, if you would hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, if you would subscribe, that would help me out a ton. And now we'll on to our regularly scheduled program. I am going to use a different pen. No, I'm not. I'm going to use the pen I have. Okay, so what we need to do is draw a diagonal line on the wrong side of our background fabric. So we're going to draw 2 diagonal lines, well, just 1, but 2 squares. And I'm going to try and do that dark enough that you can actually see it. Now, if you have a fancy little laser on your sewing machine, you do not have to do that. Basically, what we're doing is we're making stitch and flip blocks or snowball blocks. Same things, but we've drawn the diagonal lines, and that's the line we're going to sew on. So you have to do these one at a time. You can't go ahead and do them both at the same time because they overlap. So one at a time, but you're making up 7 times 4 is what, 28? Let's guess. No, wait, yes. Yes, 28. You can see I am excellent at math, you guys. So let's work on, while you're doing this, I'm not going to do it because I'm just going to do one at a time, but you're going to chain piece these. So get them all ready, draw your lines on all of them, and sew your lines on all of these at the same time. Rebecca says hers is the same, and Melanie said she had Wi-Fi problems this morning. Hopefully it's not mine. It looks like let me just check something real quick, y'all. Stream health. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's on my end. Our stream health is excellent, it says, but hopefully it's not too much of a problem. Maybe it's because everybody's home from work and they're all on their phones, so the Wi-Fi is just terrible everywhere. Okay, so what we're going to do is we have to place this diagonal line on our little square. We're going right sides together. We have our diagonal line, and we're basically forming that triangle. So on this one, our diagonal line needs to go like this. So we're going to take this over to the machine. We're going to sew on that line, and then we're going to come back over here and trim and press, okay? Are you ready to sew? Let's go sew. Jeanette says that there are so many ways to make flying geese, but this is her go-to way. Me too, Jeanette. I have done them with paper. I've done the like 2 or 4 at once kind of a thing, but this is just the easiest for me. So what I'm going to do, I've got my fabric lined up. Here's my diagonal line. I am going to sew just a hair outside, like towards the side. I'm going to trim off outside of this line, and that kind of guarantees that I will have a nice fold over when I go to do that. So I'm going to just kind of set my, I'm actually gonna flip my piece around because I do like to sew from the widest part, the fabric, so there's more fabric under my presser foot here. You can do it however you'd like. It doesn't affect the block construction at all. So you just want to make sure that it's nice and flat, that you're not pulling on that block because you have, you're sewing on the bias. So if you're pulling on it, it is easy to kind of warp those pieces or bend those pieces. So you don't want to do that. You want to let the machine pull the fabric through, not you push the fabric through. So we've sewn our line, and now when we fold it over, we will have a nice, even flying geese section, and then we can do the next one. So, and you guys let me know if the sound is better while we're here at the machine, okay? All right, let's go press this. Okay. So all we need to do now is trim that little corner off. And again, you can do this. You've got all 28 of yours, you know, the first square sewn, right? So layer them together, put 2 on top of each other, and then go ahead and trim, you know, 2 at once. So cut down on your time where you can. I have just trimmed off 1/4 of an inch outside of my seam there. And now we're going to press, and I have to move all the things so that we actually have room for the iron without knocking other stuff off the counter. I will confess to you guys that my counter is a little bit on the crazy town side of full of things, and I could conceivably knock something off. This is not unheard of. Okay, so I have pressed this. You want to make sure you press in between because we are going to overlap these pieces, and we want them to lay nice and flat and not have any bulk underneath where they overlap. So you're going to place the other side on here, and you want that second line going like this because, and you can double check your work. When you fold it over, you have this cute printed triangle, right? So we're going to do the exact same thing at the machine. We're going to go sew on that marked line, and then we will come back and trim on this side, okay? So let's go sew. Okay, Rebecca says the sound is much better at the sewing machine now. Woohoo! Yay for that! And Pamela says she has sewing machine every time she sees mine. She truly loves hers, but mine is so ooh la la. I do love, love, love my little baby Crescendo here. She is my favorite. I just adore her. Polly's here. Hi, Polly. And Teresa says, when I'm designing and sewing a seam, do you sew a true 1/4 inch seam or a scant? Most of the time a true. I do tend to do a scant when I'm doing flying geese because I do like to have that perfect flying geese. But for the most part, I am a true 1/4 inch seam. And Pamela says, better sound. Yay, I'm so glad. Okay, so here we go. We're going to sew on that marked line, or just like the tiniest bit to the side of it. And so again, we're chain piecing. You're going to just pretend that we're doing all 28 of these at once. And so now we're sewn on our seam. And when we fold that back, we have a very pretty little flying geese that we will have 28 of. So that's fun. Okay, here we go. Let's trim this. Kimberly's here. Hi, Kimberly. She says she's been working in the yard. That's lovely. Hopefully it's a good day for that. Okay, so I trimmed again, and now we're going to press. And I'm just going to go ahead and fold that back and press. And now we have a cute flying geese block. Isn't that fun? So cute, right? I love it. So now what we need to do is we need to, through the magic of television, do that all these times. And so what we're going to do is lay out how we want, and I'm overlapping these more than they need to be, but that's just so that you can see them on the screen, right? So I'm laying these out, and I need 7 in my little order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? And so the way I have written the instructions is that it starts and ends with a red. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you end up wanting to start and end with white, or if you want to alternate them, that's really entirely up to you. There's no reason they have to start and end with red. That's just what I picked. So feel free to, customize that as you will. As you can see coming down the center, it doesn't really make a difference how we do those. You're just going to make 4 of these little flying geese sections. So I'm going to just sew 2 of these together. You don't need to necessarily watch me sew all 7 together, but we're just going to talk about how, wait, I'm going to grab this one because I want this one next to this. We're going to talk about how to kind of layer these and what to watch for when we're sewing these 2 together. We're going to repeat this with all 7 pieces, but let's go over to the sewing machine and talk about this, okay? Okay. Jeanette asked what kind of marker I was using. I buy an assortment of markers. I will look at the brand when I get back over there, but that is a water-soluble marker. I do also have air erase markers, but I tend to not use those because they are they disappear too fast for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam here, and the nice thing about this, if you put the piece with the point that you're trying not to lose, like on this side there's no points really, if you put the piece that has the point that you don't want to lose on top, you can make sure when you sew that seam that you are just on the other side of where those 2 seams come together. Let's see if I can show you a little bit better. Where my thumbnail hits, you can see that that's just outside that line. That's where we want our seam to go. So if it's crazy off of your seam allowance, then obviously it's better to lose the point. But if you're just a scant amount off, it's not really going to make a big difference in construction if you are, you know, a thread or two off on that. So what you want to do is just sew those two pieces together. It's better if you sew them with thread in your bobbin, which we do not have right now. And I'm just going to grab a random color that's over here and put it in here so that I actually have thread in the bobbin. That's super fun, huh, guys? Pardon me. Let's try again. Nothing like, you know, running out of bobbin in the middle of a live video. Sorry, there we go. Okay, so now we're gonna sew, and oh look, they hold together, it's amazing. And ta-da. Kimberly says she loves the flying geese. They look so good. Oh, thanks. And Dorothy says she's joining late because she was gardening, but she'll watch the beginning later. Oh, and Ramona says thanks. Okay, so here we go. Now we can see that we passed through just under where those points meet, and we have kept our whole point of our flying geese. So you'll do that times, you know, all the pieces in your little section, and that's going to make it so that you have pretty points here. And as long as you're lining up your pieces on each end, you shouldn't lose any of your side points either. So let's go press this, and that's all there is to this section. So easy, right, you guys? Okay, so on these, what we want to do for pressing is press them all down. So this one has gotten a little bit funky there on the ends, but basically you're not pressing away from that point, you're pressing so the points all go the same way. So we're just going to press this down here. And I like to do this from the back side first, especially when we have a lot of sections where there's several pieces of fabric coming together, like we have at these two corners and like right here, because that sort of makes sure that we haven't folded the fabric or done anything weird on that side. So, and I know I shouldn't really be doing that a whole lot, sometimes I do anyway. So that is our little section, and we would do that times all the blocks in the little cute flying geese section, just like that. So 2 of these will kind of face up, so the points go up, and 2 will face down, and the pattern instruction shows you how to assemble that little section. They're all made the same way, but you're going to turn once, you know, 2 of the sections like this and 2 of the sections like that. So very, very easy and simple. Okay, let's go back so you can see the full thing. Oh, Marion says she didn't hear the bobbin is out reminder. That is one of her favorite things about Baby Lock. Yes, I don't know if that is not working on my machine or if I have accidentally turned it off. I don't have that reminder ever, which is weird. But yeah, I'll have to check that. You've reminded me. It's one of those things that it's like until it actually runs out, I forget that that's even supposed to happen. So, so you can see on the quilt behind me here that the top section, the flying geese point up, then they point down, up, and down. So they're kind of pointing away from each other in the 4 sections. So that's just how I have it laid out. Again, the pieces are the same size, so if you want them all to point up or down, it's your quilt, so feel free to get crazy with the flying geese. So next week, for the quilt portion of our video, we're going to talk about how to put this all together. It's a very, very easy quilt to assemble. I think you'll find that it goes together in no time. And just a few tips as far as that. And then we're done. Like, big, big finale week next week, you guys. I can't wait. So fun and exciting. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. Oh, Linda says there's been a lot more tornadoes lately. Yes. And Ramona said, what kind of scissors are on my machine? Oh, this is my new favorite thing. And I just bought another pair. And I'll show you the package I have right here because I just bought them when I was on my trip. And I have not opened these yet. But they're the Karen Buckley scissors. You might have heard of them. They're pretty famous. and they're crazy sharp. Like, I love these things. So I've started, they're not inexpensive. So I have 2 pairs now, and I'm just kind of saving up and buying them a little bit at a time. So I do like that they have this little cover for them, and they come in cute colors. So different sizes or different colors. I like that too. And I like that they have kind of a grippy handle there. So they're Karen Buckley scissors. Oh, and I didn't tell you, my water-soluble pen is a Fine Point Mark Be Gone. That's the brand. It's Mark dash the letter B dash Gone is the brand. So I do like how this one has a fine point. I don't tend to like markers that have big markery type points. So that's one. They're very sharp. Oh, Marion says, try cleaning the little thread cutter when hers is linty. It doesn't beep. Okay, thank you. Very, very good tip. Love it. Dorothy says she loves the Karen Buckley scissors for cutting out applique pieces. Totally, totally. That is great. Let's talk about applique. Excellent segue, Dorothy. So what we're going to do after we finish up this sew along is, I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to take a couple week break on our videos, just 2. You guys might not know, but videos are kind of a lot of work. And I love doing them. I love hanging out, but it's also not a bad thing to have a couple little week breaks. So we are going to do the orange pico sew along next. And we're going to start that on June 24th. So that is going to be really fun. So this one will end next week, and then we have 2 weeks, and then on the 24th we'll have the kickoff, and then we'll sew through July. So that will be really fun, and we're going to take it slow. This is a very easy quilt as far as a block. Like, there's really only one block. We're just turning it different directions. So it's not hard to break down into simple, easy steps. So we're going to go over, the first week we'll go over cutting out with a template, and we're going to go over working with the interfacing and how to sew that onto the template piece. Then we're going to applique the pieces onto our background fabric. Then we're going to do the little accent corners that are on the block on that picture. They are the little green corners that are between the orange peels. And then we're going to talk about putting it all together. And this one is a very easy one to put together. So for the orange pico, it's hard to say. I'm trying to go back to my main camera. So for that sew along, you just need a few things. You will need the pattern, which is available in PDF or paper versions. Either way, you get a paper version of the template. If you buy the PDF, the template has a little 1-inch square. You're going to want to make sure that that inch, when you print it out, does measure 1 inch. You kind of need to have that be sized correctly in order for it to work with the rest of the quilt. So you're going to need that. You will also need your fabric. You can sew along with anything you like. That is shown in afternoon tea fabric. It's getting a little bit harder to find afternoon tea fabric. I do have a few kits of that. There's, I think, 2 in the shop right now, and I think I can add 2 more. But again, it's very, very hard to buy, to get any afternoon tea. So if you want to sew with afternoon tea, go ahead and pick up a kit. The kit does include the pattern, so you don't need to buy both. And if you don't want to do that, the pattern, has all the fabric instruction, like the fabric requirements. So you can check it out. It's 10-inch stacker or layer cake friendly. So you can pick your favorite layer cake. I think I'm going to sew with a Sandy Gervais layer cake. I haven't decided for sure. I'm trying to decide. I'm not going to sew with afternoon tea because I already have one made with afternoon tea. So I'm going to pick a different fabric collection. So I will show you guys that next week once I decide for sure what I'm going to do. I'm not sure. I can't decide. I don't know if I want to do like something that's springy that I can use year round, or if I want to go full like holiday and make like a Halloween or a Christmas one. I mean, there are options. And if you want to check out my shop, I do have, you can pick up 10-inch stackers of Sweet Freedom. If you want to make a patriotic one, you can pick up let's see, I don't have any afternoon tea, but I do still have Daisy Fields 10-inch stackers. I have Christmas Adventure 10-inch stackers and Haunted Adventure. So there's some holiday options for you. Or you can just go crazy and go to like Fat Quarter Shop or your favorite quilt shop and find whatever 10-inch stacker you would like. And then, of course, you'll need your background fabric, and you'll need fabric for those little accent pieces, and then your border and binding, all that. I have the Orange Pico section of the shop linked in today's video description, so you can go visit that to see the kits. There's also acrylic templates that make cutting out so much easier. We're going to talk about that during the sew along, but I highly recommend getting the acrylic template. It's not that expensive. It's a really good quality template. It's the same thickness as my half hexagon triangle templates. And you know me, I don't do just one quilt. So I do have other quilt patterns coming out in the next year, 2 years that will use that same template. So if you do purchase it, it will be an investment that will cover you for those other patterns. And it's really reasonably priced. It's not too bad. So check that all out. Plan on sewing with me. It's going to be a really fun summer project, and I would love to do that with you guys. It's going to be really fun. So yay for that. Kimberly asks if the Orange Pico pattern could be used for a table runner using less blocks. Absolutely. You could do just one and alternate, have them just, do one row. You could do 2 rows and have it, I think that would work out. I don't have the pattern in front of me, but I think it would work out to being about 16 inches tall without a border. So it just depends on the size of the runner that you have. You could leave out the sashing. There's lots of options, and we could talk about that too, or you can email me. But I definitely think you could do something runner-wise or pillow-wise if you wanted to just make a pillow with one set of the 4 orange peels. That would be really cute too. So definitely doing that. Okay, wait, I want to see. Let's see. Melanie says, oh, like a wedding ring quilt. Melanie, maybe so. Oh, you guys are excited about Orange Pico. I'm so glad. Yay. And Dorothy's going to sew along. She's ready. Adriana says, Christmas. And Pamela says that's the most fun, deciding what to use. Totally, so much fun. Kimberly, she already answered that. Jeanette asked if I decorate with my quilts. I definitely do. I change out the quilts so we have cuddle quilts and decorate quilts. So I don't cuddle, I don't use as in lay under my quilts that are my work quilts that I take to trunk shows and things like that. But I do have a entryway that is kind of like a little hallway that opens up into our family room, and I have a curtain rod there that I change out a quilt seasonally, and I do use my trunk show quilts there. So I change those out all the time. So I do change those out seasonally, and really if somebody's gonna come over to my house, I want a quilt to be the first thing they see. So, or if they're Amazon looking in the front window, whatever. Kathy says she's excited. Ruth says she's never done applique. That's okay, Ruth, because we got you. This is one of the easiest ways to do applique. We're going to use interfacing. That is a list on the materials list that you will need to pick up some lightweight fusible interfacing. We'll talk about that on the kickoff week too. So we're going to do that method, the interfacing method, and I think you'll find that it makes it a great intro to applique. So I think you'll find it very fun. I hope. And Pamela says, my shirt matches my Sweet Freedom fabric. Yay! I might have chosen a red and navy outfit today on purpose. Maybe. Okay, I feel like I'm missing some. Oh no, let's talk about giveaways. Every week we have a giveaway, and it's just my way of saying thank you guys for just being so awesome and being such a fun community. I love you guys, and you know that, I hope. I'm going to move the iron so I don't burn up the giveaway prizes. So every week we have a giveaway. It's really easy to enter. All you have to do is leave a comment on the video, and I put all the numbers into a little random number generator before the next video, and I pick the winner. It is your responsibility to reach out to me if I call your name. It's very, very difficult for me to hunt people down. So if you are leaving a comment and you would like to claim your prize, I would love for you to check the following week to see if you won. That would be great. Even if you don't have time to watch the video, go all the way to the end check to see. We do have an unclaimed prize from last week. So if you think you might have won, check out last week's video at the very end. But our prize from last week is this really cute fly a kite bench pillow kit. Like, how fun is this for summer, you guys? This is from the Riley Blake bench pillow series that was a couple years ago, and every month they did a different bench pillow. Right now it's door banners, which are so cute, and I think you can find that at Fat Quarter Shop, and I think Happy Little Stitch Shop has them. There's probably a lot of others too, but check them out. I have this fly kite. This box kit includes everything that you need for the front of the pillow, so it's really easy, and it has all the instructions. The bench pillow is 16 by 38, which I think is the size Kimberbell uses for a lot of hers. So if you've ever done a Kimberbell pillow, you can take the cover off of that and put your cute kit kite pillow on there. Kite kit. Okay. All that to say, last week's winner is Deborah Pruden, I think. I can't read my own handwriting. Pruden, and it's Deborah Pruden 4792. Sorry, that's blurry, and it's not going to get any less blurry. There we go. Deborah Pruden 4792. You are the winner from last week. If you would send me an email, bev@flamingotoes.com, I will get your prize out to you this week. And I have a fun little giveaway for you this week. I have a 10-inch stacker of Sweet Freedom. I know some of you guys have been sewing with Sweet Freedom already. Hopefully you're not sick of it. You are welcome to do anything you would like with this cute one. It shows you all the different prints with Sweet Freedom. So fun. And I also have for you this bluegrass pattern. And now this is a Fat Quarter pattern, but you might already have, you don't necessarily have to use these together. But the reason I have the bluegrass pattern for you is because it's the pillow that's behind me that I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. And look at this cute trim I have for you guys. So this is an entire spool of Lori Holt's red gingham. It's like bias tape, but it has crochet on the end. So look at how cute this is, you guys. So there's a little crochet end, and this is so perfect for like pillow edging, or shoot, you could use it on the end of a quilt, anything, or like, you know, as binding on a quilt, anything you'd like. But this is a whole spool. This is 6 yards, and it is her crochet edge bias tape. You could use it for bags, anything you like. So really, really cute trim. And so this is this week's giveaway prize. All you have to do is leave a comment. And let me show you guys this cute pillow. Hang on one second. Oh, I should switch to our front camera here. So this is so fun. I love this pillow. This is one block from my bluegrass pattern. So this quilt pattern here, I designed it to go with Sweet Freedom. It uses this cute star block in here with a little pinwheel in the center. So I just took one block and I added a little bit more background fabric, and I made this cute like 22-inch pillow. And this is Sweet Freedom fabric, so it's really fun. So I used 4 different fabrics here. So it's perfect for a scrappy project if you have fabric left over from this, or if you want to just grab red and white fabrics, or if you want to use the 10-inch stacker, whatever you want to do. But it's really cute because it has this like almost of an exploding star sort of look to it. And I used as the background my navy Dainty Daisy fabric. So I wanted to show you guys that like all the blues from Dainty Daisy go well with Sweet Freedom. So you can pick any blues you'd like. So this is the navy, and it looks really fun. And I just did like an envelope back. And for this pillow, a lot of times I'll use a pom-pom trim, but for this pillow, I just bound it. So I sewed the front together, like I sewed the front and I quilted it, and then I did the back pieces as the envelope, and then I layered them together, wrong size together, and then I just put binding around all 4 sides, and then I can get the pillow in and out through the envelope back. So it's really easy. I love doing seasonal pillows, you guys know. So it's really fun for me to be able to change them out. And I think that the gingham on the binding makes a really cute little binding for the pillow, right? Just fun ideas for you guys. So that is an easy, fun project if you already have the bluegrass pattern. It's just another fun option and way to make it up. So that is this week's video. I think this is all we have. So fun, right? So next week we're going to talk about assembling our Heartland quilts and getting those all finished up. And then I'll go over some more information about orange pico. I'm also going to talk next week about the mystery sew-along that I'm joining in with from Fat Quarter Shop. It's not my patterns or anything like that, but every year they do in June a Halloween mystery quilt and in July a Christmas mystery quilt. So I love to sew along with those, so I'm sewing along. And I believe that kicks off, I think it's going to be on Tuesdays, and I think it kicks off at the beginning of June. So I'll have information for that for you guys next week. But you can also visit the Fat Quarter Shop website and blog and look up their, I think it's called Sweet and Spooky this year. If somebody knows off the top of your head, leave that in the comments. But I'm sewing along, and I'm going to use Dainty Daisy fabric for the Halloween one. And I'm excited about that. So I'll be sharing my blocks every week with that so you guys can see it's a really cute quilt. And it's going to be such a fun one to have up for Halloween. So you guys are going to love it. It's cute. Okay, so thank you guys for spending Memorial Day with me. I hope that you had fun and got some good tips, and I hope you're having a great time with this sew along. Have a fabulous week. I will see you next week for the Heartland sew along. Oh, don't forget, tomorrow is the finale of the RBD block challenge. So I will be sharing my finished quilt with you guys tomorrow on the blog. I can't wait for you to see it. I really love how it turned out. It's going to be one that I hang on my wall or use. It's really fun. I'm excited with it. So it was a fun sew along to do. So make sure you visit me on my website tomorrow to see my finished quilt, flamingotoast.com. And I will see you guys next Monday for our last Heartland sew along video. Thank you guys for tuning in and for spending Memorial Day with me. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Bye, everybody.